Hey y'all, good morning. Welcome to Sweet Pea Southern Home. My name is Christy. It's been a little bit, so if you're new here, this time of year I'm mostly in my garden and hopefully getting stuff that I can preserve. We shall see. But we're not doing a garden tour today. Today we're doing a little bit of detective work. I believe I counted roses. I counted 6 places that I planted tomatoes this year, and only 2 of them were places that I had previously planted tomatoes. And although I wouldn't say that I'm a great grower of tomatoes, I usually get, I think, a pretty good yield for the amount of effort that I put in. I'm not always the best about taking care of them. But anyway, having said all that, this year, nothing is going right. It just, the whole garden season year this year feels weird. So I will be doing an end of the month video. I'm not sure if that'll be my next one, but today we are going to do a little detective work on what is going on with my tomatoes and see if I can't figure it out. So I need to go pull some dead tomatoes. Thought I'd bring you along. I found a resource from the University of Tennessee, Go Vols. That's my husband's team. That has some good photos and talks about the different types of tomato blight. And I'm trying to figure out what in the world is going on with my tomatoes. So I'm going to turn you around and we'll get in the garden and go see. I'm hoping this weekend that we can get the other gate. Oops. Sorry, get working on the other gate. It has been raining. And little sneak peek. What is that? Not going to talk about it. Don't want to jinx myself. But I have not had any of those. Not the first one last summer. So anyway, we'll see. Sorry, stop to. Everything's always a butterfly when I come in the garden. Get distracted. Okay, so all along here had planted paste tomatoes. Planted this area. This row wasn't even here last year, and planted it here on purpose because I have some huge squash vines that will be covering this, and they would get some shade in the heat of summer, and not one of them has survived. I started out pulling everything, and when you know, just so that the ones next to it wouldn't get whatever was going on. And as you can kind of see, I have sunflowers planted everywhere. I'm not finding a lot of bug damage, if any, yet. Really, everything has been super slow to take off for me this year. So, I can't figure out what's going on. I mean, it's done it in every place that I have stuff growing. So we're gonna pull this one, which I'm sorry, I was trying to not step on the plant behind it. We're gonna pull it and take a look at the roots, because I plant this row for sure. I used that, I forget what it's called, but I showed it at the beginning of the season, something for the roots to grow. And I do not see, I see lots of roots. I'm trying to take a close up. Maybe I do see it. I don't know. I don't think I see any bugs in there, but we'll do a deeper dive in a minute. So I'm gonna take that one with me. I've pulled my peas since the last time I was in here, but along this row, I had some interspersed with peas, and I did not look to see if peas were okay to grow with tomatoes, but I don't know why they wouldn't be. So I'm gonna actually go down there. I had 10, I saved 10 out of what I started of indeterminate tomatoes, and everything else I planted was determinate. So down this way, I had 4, one by each of those T-posts, and I'm not sure, let me zoom you in. That one was like an inch tall for 2 months, and now it's finally taken off. So I don't know. Every one of the other 4 that I had planted there, 3, I think I had 3 others planted there, they've all died. All of my, I have not one single indeterminate tomato left that looks okay. These were, this row also was indeterminate. So I guess I saved more than 10, because I'm pretty, maybe I only planted 6. Anyway, this year I wanted to leave extra space. I planted 60 tomatoes last year, and I made, towards the end, like really dog days of summer, then I started to get some, maybe some blight. I wasn't ever really sure, but never like this. So all of these, actually, this tomato that looks really sad, and this one that's gone next to it, have only been in the ground for a couple of weeks. I went to my local nursery to try to buy some paste tomatoes, and this was all she had left were some super sad ones, and she said that I could have them. So those are whatever, I'm not worried about that. But this plant is gone. I had previously pulled the indeterminate tomatoes that were here. My basil's finally growing. This one's not looking great. I'm gonna leave it though, because it's not dead yet. This one, again, I just started leaving them because I didn't know what else to do. This one, not looking great. This one was trying to make flowers. And yes, it's hot here, but it's not the dog days of summer by any means. Again, not looking great. Dead, almost dead, almost dead. So I'm gonna pull 1 or 2 of these determinate tomatoes, and then we're gonna walk down really quickly, and don't pay attention to the green beans, that's a whole other story, to where I had my other determinate tomatoes planted, again for the same reason here, that they will get some shade. These were the only ones that were looking pretty healthy, and now in the last week, this one's dying. I only had 6 planted here, trying to give them plenty of space. Still have sunflowers. This one's dying. This one's dying, even though it had started making some tomatoes. So I'm gonna definitely, these other 4 look okay so far. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. So I'm definitely gonna pull this one. I had even already started weaving these. Try to shake off some of this dirt. See if we can get an idea of what's going on. And then the very last place that I had tomatoes growing, is back here. So the day that I had gone to my local nursery to check on if they had some paste tomatoes, they had a lot of indeterminate tomatoes. And these were 2 Florida kind. One of them is Florida 91 maybe, and the other one was something else. It was 2 kinds I had never grown before, so I bought them. Only been in the ground a couple of weeks. You can tell because I don't even have like proper stakes. And this one's already, I'm just kind of like, I haven't done anything different in this garden this year. It cannot be in my soil everywhere. So I'll be back in a minute. I have to go. I need my phone for the next part, and we'll come back and see what I find out. I'll probably be doing a voiceover for some of this. Okay, I'm gonna have to go inside, but I took photographs. I just thought I would put a video in here of what I did. I shook off all the dirt that I could. I mean, please, if y'all see something in here that I'm not seeing, let me know. But no ants, nothing that looks disturbing. I think good root growth, especially on, this one doesn't have as much. This is one of the ones that I just planted a couple of weeks ago. But I mean, I really think that they all look fine. This is not, you know, a bug. That's just something from the dirt. I don't see any nematodes, which I don't know that I've ever noticed them before, but I think they make little balls on your roots. Yes, I'm not sure. Like I said, if you have any insight, please let me know if you see something I'm missing. So I pulled 4 plants, 2 of my determinants and 2 of my indeterminants. And these with the smaller roots were just smaller tomatoes. And then I photographed all these. Obviously have not been dead as long as some of them, but I've wanted to get, I needed to get some good pictures of, see if I can do this one-handed, the inside of the stems. I mean, I just don't see anything glaringly obvious on the, at least on this one. And the fact that the leaves are wilting. It's not a rain issue. It has been a rainy week, but we've had breaks in between the rain and nothing unusual for us. The garden's not flooded, so I'm not sure what is going on. It does seem to me that towards the end of the stem here, where the root was attached, that all of them are a darker color. Does that mean something? I don't know. I'm fixing to go inside because the deer fly are so bad out here. But I'll look at my resource and I'll put in some pictures and see if we can't figure out what's going on. I mean, this one has plenty of water in it. Looks fine to me. This one is the absolute deadest one of the bunch that I had left out there, and you can see how dark the stem is at the bottom. It's also been there the longest. I do see these little white spots in here. Like I said, this one I left. Once I started realizing that it didn't matter if I pulled my tomatoes or not. The ones next to them, everyone was slowly getting it. This one again, I don't see anything super obvious. So I don't know. Let me go do some research and I'll come back. Okay, I'm gonna try to just hold my phone and go over this really quickly. While I'm talking, I'm gonna place some still shots and then the photo from the resource that I'm looking at. But I made a few notes on everything that this particular article talked about. So the first tomato, this whole article is on tomato wilt, and I can link it down below, or in the description box. I'll link it in case any of y'all are having the same problem. But the first one is Fusarium wilt, yellowing of leaves, usually on one side. The leaves wilt and die, and you could see a brown discoloration in the stem. I'm gonna post a picture of one of the, let me start out by saying I don't see any clear indicators of any of these that this is what I'm dealing with, any of the ones I'm about to talk about. And I'm gonna try to make this quick because I know this isn't for everybody. But I'm gonna put a picture of a stem, one of my stems, next to a picture of what Fusarium wilt looks like. There were a couple of other wilts, root knot, Fusarium crown, spotted wilt, and walnut wilt that are in this article that I can automatically rule out. Some of these are from cool temperatures. The spotted wilt is caused by thrips, which usually happen after the summer after a really dry spring, which we haven't had. And walnut wilt, I don't have walnut trees here, so none of those. The only other ones that I'll post a picture in of one of my plants here, and it's a root knot that's caused by a nematode. They do cause galls in the roots, and I didn't see any of those, so I don't think it's that one. Southern blight, maybe. Mine don't look like any of these pictures, so I don't know. Rapid wilt and entire plant dies. Fungus attacks it at the soil line. I mean, it could be. I don't know. It's the picture that they have on here shows a white fan-shaped mold that's caused by high humidity. I didn't see that on any of my plants. And then also bacterial wilt is just the rapid collapse and death of the whole plant. And what I noticed first was wilting and then the leaves turning yellow. That's what I noticed first about my plants. It does say darkened tissue, and the roots have a brown rotted appearance. My roots looked fine to me. So, and it's caused by high temps and a lot of moisture. And honestly, I mean, I don't find that so far this year has been extremely high temps, anything out of the usual from what we normally have. So after y'all, I appreciate you looking at this and letting me know what your thoughts are. If you have anything that, any advice for me, I am going to be, in the next week or two, buying some it was recommended to me, seed starting mix, and I'm going to start all over. I'm going to start some more tomatoes and plant them out as fall tomatoes. I know that generally fall tomatoes don't do as well here, but we're going to give it a shot. And I'm going to take away the top 3 or so inches of my rows where I have tomatoes planted now and replace it with some bagged compost and dirt. I haven't added in. The only thing I added to my garden this year was lime, which I have done my research and shouldn't have bothered the tomatoes, and I added lime because that's what my soil test samples said I needed. If anything, I erred on not enough because I bought pelleted lime and I didn't do the square footage. I didn't do the math. I just tossed it out there while Denny was tilling everything up so it would get tilled in, and I did that probably a month before I even planted anything out. So I don't think that's any of my issues. So anyway, I hope y'all didn't find this too boring. Oops, gosh, sorry. I hope y'all didn't find any of this too boring, and I hope maybe somebody has some good advice for me. But every year is different. I know this, and every year you have disappointments, and maybe this year my disappointment is going to be tomatoes. So I've not given up though. Gonna try again and keep looking to see if I can figure out what's going on. I may even take one of my plants up to my local nursery and see if they can help me figure out what the deal is. So thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all have a blessed day and a blessed weekend. I'm not exactly sure actually which day you're watching this because I'm filming it on Friday, but I'll try to get it up this evening if I can. If not, you're probably watching it on Saturday or Sunday. So anyway, there I go rambling. I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you like this kind of content, give it a thumbs up, and we'll be back with something else next week. Bye, y'all.